Hey everybody, it is Cody here from Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly. I am joined by none other than Alex Van Zant. I'm going to ask him a few questions, but before I do that, please smash the thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Look down there, it should be right there down to the right, right underneath that MI-dub Rasslin Rage. And if it's red, you have not subscribed yet. Click it, make it gray, and you have subscribed. Right next to that is a bell. That bell allows you to be notified when all the awesome content from Rasslin Rage and MI-Dub is available on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel. So make sure you click that link. And lastly, do not forget that all our audio content is available on Podbean. You can check that down, the link in the description for that as well. And you can also get a free month of Podbean with unlimited hosting. Awesome. Gotta love free unlimited hosting for 30 days. So make sure you click that link down there. Mr. Alex Van Zant. Thank you.
Well, first of all, that Mr. business,
Oh boy.
yes. Him is fine.
Okay.
I can already tell that we're gonna be like best friends. So like I'm gonna let you call me Mr., but
okay.
Just be a little cognizant of that, please.
All right. Well, I understand. You know, and you never know. I don't try to offend anybody, but
well,
awesome.
You might succeed. So
right, I might. You never know. Let's talk a little bit about you here. First of all, you're a younger cat, right? You know, newer. There we go. I like that. We're newer. Okay.
Yes. Green.
Now I know you. We had a conversation at the first time I met you. I believe it was at the second or third show at the Diesel Concert Lounge there in New Baltimore for Rising Action Wrestling. We had a conversation and we talked a little bit about your career a little bit and how things got started. And to my knowledge, you are a House of Truth graduate.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, so how did you go about? Did you seek out other training schools and say, okay, use a process of elimination, or what? Was it just always House of Truth? How did you get into a professional wrestling school and then ultimately being a House of Truth?
Yeah, so I definitely looked around. I checked on the internet, did a bunch of stuff. I talked to some of my friends who are in the industry but not around here.
Right.
And I also watched a lot of YouTube videos to help pick a school. And I really, really like Truth Martini's work, especially from a character perspective and from promos. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I've always been a big fan of that. I love storytelling in wrestling. It's my favorite part of wrestling. So yeah,
absolutely.
That's why I picked him.
Well, good. Storytelling, as you know, and like you said, it's a huge part of wrestling, and some of the bigger people in the world, and they're in these bigger leagues out there, kind of forgot about that, if you ask me. But the indies haven't, and that's where you're at. You're in the independents right now. So yes. I'm not sure how long a training program through House of Truth goes, 16 weeks, whatever it is. Now, when I talked to you, you said that you went a little bit longer on your own personal accord. Tell us a little bit about that.
So when I started, it was a smaller class. It was supposed to run for 3 months.
Okay.
It was myself and the other graduate of that class is Frankie right now. I don't know if you've had him on or not. But
no, not yet.
Cool guy. So while I was training, I dealt with a few injuries here and there. Basically, I was hurt for a lot of it. I broke 2 ribs, and then just minor stuff, sprained ankle, dislocated shoulder, stuff like that. And so when the class was over, I needed to keep coming back to get better and better. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of really awesome people during our practice matches.
Right.
And so I did get to hone that a little bit more afterwards. Unfortunately, right afterwards, I took a big trip to half Filipino. So I went to the Philippines and Singapore and Korea. So I was gone for a little while. Yeah, and then I came back, and I was cleared around October. But I wanted to do as much as I could to continue to develop my character, develop my in-ring, and just get better and better And to be honest, like I was at House of Truth yesterday. I'm going to go as soon as we're done with this interview. I'm going there again today. I just want to keep training as much as I possibly can. I don't think you should ever really stop, but I don't know.
Right. Well, I gotta tell you, the first time I met you, I hadn't known the character. I didn't know you at all. And when the character dropped after the match and the gender, dude, you blew me away because you never gave me any indication whatsoever before. Because we talked before too, and it wasn't like I was, I want to find the right words. It wasn't like I was like, oh my God, he's whatever. It was like, dude, I had no clue. Oh my, you know what I mean? It was like, dude, you know what I mean? I never had, it amazed me because, it just blew me away. I did have no clue, and then it comes in the ring and I'm like, dude, that was pretty cool. I gotta give you, that was pretty cool.
I appreciate it. I didn't want to give away the heel turn too fast,
Right. It was, man, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like, I don't get taken very much where I'm like, oh my God, and I'm surprised that did it. And dude, that was cool. Seriously, it was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've only seen you work for Rising Action Wrestling so far because it was not far into like before this pandemic. I mean, it was only a few months before we seen you at Rising Action Wrestling. Twice now we've seen you. Both times you had different matches, So coming out of training and your regime there, and now starting to come into independent and working in the independents in Michigan, what is one of the challenges that you've had finding work? Not obviously the pandemic, but besides that, before the pandemic.
That was actually kind of like, man, the pandemic happened at like the worst possible time for me, to be honest. I had quite a few things booked, and then all of a sudden they were all gone immediately.
Right.
It was crazy. But yeah, I felt like I just started getting going. I had only been like a month and a half, 2 months in, when all of a sudden, boom, everything was done. And I was like, well, I guess I'll do some promos. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I was in one of the groups that you were doing promos in. I was a judge. I'm no longer a judge. I just don't have the time with work and everything else I do. But boy, oh boy, to see some of the stuff that you were doing in the beginning, and it was good then, but to see it progress over time and it just get better and better and better and better and better. And for you to be so new to the game, as we talked about earlier, and to be already to be on that kind of level with promos, man. The guys and I on MIW and Rasslin Rage have talked about how the promo game here in Michigan was kind of lacking for a minute, and I'm glad to see that it's starting to come back because
fix it.
Yeah, it's it was really lacking, and it made it hard to do shows like we do to promote events and such, to not have that kind of content to put out there and say, check this out, dude. And that promo that draws them into the crowd, that draws them into the building.
Yeah.
It was hard to find those. How important do you believe the promo game is? Not only in independent wrestling, but wrestling altogether.
Everything.
Honestly,
like literally everything. Honestly, if it wasn't for promos and storylines, I wouldn't watch wrestling. I would just watch. I'm a big MMA fan. I would just watch that. Right. I wouldn't be interested. Like, my favorite wrestler is probably The Miz. I like also William Regal, way up there, but mostly just from all his in-ring stuff and whatnot. But I love The Miz. I love his storylines. Like, I just love it. I love the Attitude Era. That's where I got started into wrestling. Yeah. Just everything, like all the storylines bleeding in. I just want to see some craziness. I want to be crazy. You know?
Right.
I want that soap opera aspect. And if I'm not getting that, then like, what am I? Like, I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Why are you even? What are we doing?
Yes. So to be honest, like, yeah, promos are my favorite part of wrestling in general. Like, to be totally honest. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there without giving out, the all the secrets, because we know in today's world of professional wrestling, there's a lot of things we know now that we probably shouldn't, but
especially lately.
yeah, especially lately. That is for sure. Yeah, but that's only going to make the business better.
Absolutely.
But is there anything you do to help you with doing promos other than promo contests? I mean, like, is there like, do you write out a script? I mean, what do you do?
No, I kind of do when I was doing that promo contest, at least I think up until where you saw, I was trying to one take everything. So I try to one take it. If it's not the best, I just use it because I want to be able to do it live too. So
Right.
I've had a lot of experience speaking publicly. I've had a lot of opportunities to do that, and I had opportunities to make videos before. I used to be on YouTube as a whole different thing. I have a really weird background with that.
Okay.
So if you want to get into that, we can. But
okay.
Yeah, so I used to do YouTube videos a long time ago. So that aspect came pretty naturally to me, but being able to do it in a pro wrestling setting is just a dream come true. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Now, going through training was Truth your main trainer when you came through? Because a couple of the guys that I've talked to, they didn't quite have Truth because he was at a period of time when he wasn't really there. You kind of took a break, but he still owned the school and people were training people. So where did you fall in on that? Did you have Truth or did you have Movado, or who'd you have?
Okay, so I had Movado, and then as soon as my class ended, Truth came back. So I got both of them.
Oh, nice.
Really, so it was pretty awesome.
Absolutely. That you can't go wrong there, because Movado, man, that guy, when he comes out, the whole crowd is just right into it, man.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready, everybody's ready to party. It's good, man. I seen him Sunday, and it was really good. I bought a couple of his new action figures he's got out, so you should check them out. As far as we talked about promos, and we talked about getting into professional wrestling. I'm not going to ask you your age because whatever. But as a youngin coming up in the world, right? And did you watch wrestling as a young kid, or did you come into it later on in life?
So I did. Like when I was a kid, I did watch it. I'm 29, so I'll just tell you.
Okay.
But one sec, really quick. Karen? Yes. S'mores frap. I was on the green tea. Got to move over to the s'mores frap right now. It has more caffeine in it. It's pretty good.
All right. Nice, man.
Right about that.
It's all right. You're on caffeine kicks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have to pee. It makes me pee a lot, but I do recreational prostate exams, so I'm pretty okay with that. But I'm 29. I was a really big fan of the Attitude Era. That's where I kind of drew me in. I watched all the time. Eventually, like my mom came in and watched, like, hey, you're 9. You probably shouldn't be watching this. But I still snuck it in. And my best friend was a big fan of it too. I have giant tubs of wrestling figures. We would draft each other's wrestlers.
Nice.
And so I kept on going with that all the way into high school. And me and my friends had our big final soiree. So we saved up all of our money and we went to WrestleMania 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we splurged on the tickets, so we were up there. And then after that, I was like, okay, cool. I'll settled back for a little while, and I didn't really watch it as much going into college. So a little after that, I will say one big influence on me was in high school, my senior year, for our big assembly for homecoming. We were the Northern Knights, and The Dark Knight, the movie, just came out.
Oh, nice.
So I got to do something really crazy. I, having absolutely no professional wrestling training, and no one else involved in this had any professional wrestling training, and I can't believe they let us do this. During the assembly of the entire school, it's 1,600 people. I came down dressed as the Joker, hijacked the whole thing, and a bunch of superheroes came out to stop me. I had a bunch of clowns, and we just had an impromptu professional wrestling match, and just people chanting back and forth Batman, Superman, Joker. It was crazy. It was awesome. I took a choke slam, a spine buster, and a power bomb. I had
Wow.
no idea about any of this stuff. I was on the wrestling team, so I was like, yeah, I can probably do it. It's probably not going to be a problem. Yeah. So got slammed around. It was awesome. And like I wanted to revisit that, and I started watching again. In probably like 2012, 2011. I was a big CM Punk fan, obviously. Like I feel like a lot of people came back and really liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And I started actually watching NXT on Hulu before it was anything. So I was like, oh, cool. I like this like Corey Graves guy. I like him a lot.
Right.
Some of these guys coming up. I liked Neville a lot too.
Not a bad person to like though.
Yeah, I was like the Shield. I'm like, okay, I'll start watching again. I started watching a lot. I like now even I got my girlfriend into it. She loves it. We drove out to watch Evolution live in New York a little while ago. I think that was my last like WWE pay-per-view I went to. But yeah, ever since I've been a huge fan. So
that's awesome, dude. Now that you're trained and you know you're a little more educated in the world of professional wrestling, right? Are you double fisting? Ah, okay.
Starbucks, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you like high strung or something that you need all that caffeine, bro?
Well, easy with the bro, but I don't know about that. I don't know about high strung. I mean, I'm a little eccentric. I'm pretty excitable. Like I don't know. What are you trying to say?
Well, I mean, is the green tea got caffeine in it too?
Well, yeah.
Holy smokes, dude.
You gotta keep up.
Man, I can't, man. I don't know, man. I probably have a heart attack. I'm getting too old for that kind of caffeine intake.
Well, I'm not ableist, so I understand your disabilities. So. I personally am lactose intolerant, so these are made with soy milk, actually. So.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Nice. Now, as far as goals go, everybody's got to have goals. Whether it be professional wrestling in life, because otherwise, what are you doing, right? You're just kind of treading water. Mm-hmm. And I don't take you as a person that wants to tread water because I see the development over time, right? I see it from when I first met you at Rising Action Wrestling to the promo contests to now. I see a development happening here in I don't know how to, I know what I'm saying. It's just, man, I see it, right? So
thank you.
You're welcome. What are your goals going forward? Do you have any, like, what do you want to, is there things you want to hone in on? Is there things you want to change? What do you got? You got goals?
Well, I definitely am trying to improve my in-ring. I'm trying to get a little bit better at that. I'm trying to work as much as I possibly can right now, get some more matches under my belt, get a little bit better. So that's something I'm really trying to work on is the in-ring aspect. But I want to keep working on my character and evolving that, who I am as a person. I think we all need to keep on growing our character deep down inside anyway, because if not, like, who are we really? And I think that, recent events have exposed that even more so.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Though on a side note, I would like to say that I feel like I'm experiencing worldwide gimmick infringement, and I don't really appreciate it. So.
Okay. How does a wrestler go about prosecuting or I don't know, what would you do if someone infringed on your gimmick?
We must deplatform them. Yes.
All right, so you just
public shaming.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Also some physical shaming, possibly.
Right.
I wouldn't mind making them tap in the middle of the ring. That would make me feel pretty good. Right. I think it would make everyone feel pretty good. There's a lot of bad people out there, and it makes up 99% of the population.
Yeah.
You're not one of them.
No, thank you. Well, thank you. Woo. Now, right. Wrestling is starting back up. We're getting back to it, right? Things are starting to happen. I think now we're allowed 500 outside. Still social distancing, either 100 to 500. I can't remember. We're getting there. I know up north is going into stage 5 or phase 5 of opening up. We're on phase 4 down in my section of the state, and I'm by Port Huron. But is there like, because most people that have come on this show, they got like, so I want to face this dude. I want to do this. I want to, and I want. Do you have like somebody that you want to get in the ring with when this all's over and like it's done and they're like, okay, We're back to it. Wrestling is game on. Who does
Well, I
Alex
mean-
Van Zant want to get in the ring with?
Well, to be honest, there's a lot of people I'd like to deplatform. So, I mean, it's a laundry list. It's probably too long for me to even like say. But here's a couple.
Okay.
Here's one. He's actually we went to college together without even really knowing each other. His name is I think it's Electric Eric Ely. But he's been body shaming people for far too long, and quite frankly, I would like to stop him. So he's one of them.
Okay.
So yeah, he's way up there. Yeah, he's way up there. Frankie right now, he's a good friend of mine. I would just like some like friendly competition between the two of us. Nothing bad will happen or anything like that. You know, I'll play it straight the entire time. Nothing, you know, just friendly competition.
Absolutely. And that's a couple good names right there. You could just leave it right there. You know what I mean? Because if those are the two names that you come up with right off the top of your head, I mean, I can already see two exciting matches right there because both those guys, you know, I know you have a bit of a problem with them, but we can't say that.
Problems with Frankie. I have no problems with Frankie.
All right, okay. You have problems with Ely for body shaming, right? Is that what you said?
Not just me, everyone.
Okay.
I am willing to guarantee that if he keeps his shirt on for an entire match, his power will be not even near what it actually is. He has no chance of winning. You have power up. No shot with this guy.
All right. So no problem with Frankie.
No.
Got a little problem with Ely.
No, I wouldn't say like a little problem.
Is it a huge problem?
Maybe
Okay.
his ego. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I like it. I mean, I love wrestling and I like watching people go at it. Whether they're mad at each other or not, it's still a good match, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love wrestling. That's all I can say to that one. Now, I want to let the people know here that we're getting back to wrestling, and pretty soon you are going to see Alex Van Zant on a card here in Michigan. But I want you to know that if you want to stay up to date on the shows that he's going to be on here soon, I'm going to put all his social media links down in the description so that you can click those, head right on over there to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff that he may have, because I don't know all of it yet, but we're going to get it down in there so that you can follow him, okay? And then, you know, when he's posting these shows, he's on, head on over there, spend the $10, $15, $20, whatever it is. Go watch him wrestle. It's well worth your money. I mean, for sure. Absolutely. Anything you'd like to say before we get out of here, my man?
Yeah, I guess. Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone who's actually come out and watched me wrestle. It was super awesome, especially that night that you were talking about. Had over 50 people screaming my name, which is super cool. I also want to shout out Needlework Tattoo. My girlfriend works there. And
okay.
they come out to everything I do. They're super cool and super supportive. And of course, the House of Truth.
Hey, absolutely. House of Truth, which I just seen a post that they're accepting new students. So if you're interested how does he say it? Live your dream, right? That's what he said. Live your dream. If you want to be a professional wrestler, you head on over to House of Truth. You can look them up on Facebook and you can find them on there. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll throw that link down there too. I'll throw the website in there and the Facebook page for you. I think they even got a Twitter. I had to throw that in there too. But Alex Van Zant.
That's right.
Alex Van Zant. Thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you, buddy. We're gonna be best friends.
I appreciate it. I really do. And I look forward to seeing you 6-7 months down the road, 8 months, 9 months, and so on and so forth, and see how great your career gets, man, because I see nothing but the best for you, for real.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage.